Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome. It's Nurse Richard, the Wax Wizard. Thank you for joining me. Bit of a DIY disaster in this first patient's here, not in this first one here. As you can see, blink and you miss it, fairly straightforward removal that. But it was in his second ear, which was giving him more symptoms, primarily not being able to hear very well, which is obviously the most obvious symptom that most people get. And I've seen people have tried all sorts to remove their own earwax, and I've heard some weird and wonderful ways of doing it. What this chap had done is he'd grabbed the shower head while he was having a shower and held it next to his ear, held his ear open and flushed the shower water down his ear canal, which has only made things worse. Like I said, he didn't do it in this ear, but you'll be able to see the difference of an ear that you've done it to and an ear that you haven't done it to. And I get why some people are desperate. You know, you can't always be seen like on the day or within the next couple of days sometimes when you suddenly lose your hearing, because that's usually what happens for most people. It goes pretty suddenly. Although, yeah, it's been building up for a while. It's only when the final piece of the puzzle, so to speak, fits in your ear and the sound goes completely. So people will try anything, and have a look what this has done. It's just shot it all the way back to his eardrum, and it's left it quite pink and irritated as well. And you can probably see it's a little bit mushier as well because of all the water that's gone in it as well. So yeah, didn't work. I wouldn't advise it. Before I forget, today's subscriber of the day is, and I have asked you what your actual name is, but I'm not seeing any reply. So we're going to have to go from your handle, and you are a valued member. So thanks again for your support of the channel. Appreciate it. So today's subscriber of the day is X4AM Ghosty T. Let me know what your name is so I can give you credit for what your name is. Unless you just want to be known by that, then that's fine too. Let me know what the reason behind the handle name is as well. I'm curious to know. Anyway, you are today's subscriber of the day, so thanks very much. So as you can see, yes, it is a lot mushier this because of what this chap's done, flushing it out with the shower head. Not going to get every speck in this, but most of it. And yeah, people will try absolutely anything. Obviously, the most common one is the trusty cotton bud, which obviously does not work. Hair clips is quite common, bobby pins. I had somebody in yesterday who made a right mess of their ear with the bobby pin. That video will be coming up soon. And especially the home devices as well that you can usually buy on like Amazon and TikTok with the little cameras that you attach to your phone with a little camera with a little scoop on the end of it. And I've seen all kinds of disasters with people using those things. Again, I would not recommend them. And the old favourite for older gentlemen, car keys. They still do it. Oh dear. But hopefully, well, I mean, I can't complain too much because all these things keep me in business, but I would rather people didn't do it to cause them these issues. You can just see how pink and inflamed this ear canal is, really deep down. So I suppose, I mean, why is it different? Why is this not worked yet? Irrigation with a professional irrigator does work. The reason for that is fairly simple. It's a controlled flow of water, so that the pressure is a set pressure. You can adjust it slightly, and the water also comes out in a pulse, which also helps and makes it safer because there's no constant pressure in the ear. And also it's angled, the tip of the probe of the irrigator is angled upwards, so it's designed to go above the blockage and get behind it, and then as the water fills up the ear canal, it pushes it out. So that's why it works, but it won't work shoving the shower head in your ear. I think he does know that now. And second ear, really, really small affair, this one. So it's quite difficult to get in. You'll notice I keep having to come away and go back in, come away and go back in. It's because I'm having to... sorry, I've got to my phone off again. I'm having to really stretch the ear open. I literally pull it open like that before I introduce the endoscope into it. And then when I let go of that, I've got my suction tube in this hand. And then when I let go of the ear after pulling it open, it's the endoscope that's holding it open. And yeah, it had a couple of little scars on this eardrum as well. He doesn't remember having any infections or any previous perforations. Might have just been a bit of a minor issue that caused him these little couple of scars, but nothing that gives him any symptoms at all. Shall we have a dad joke of the day? I may have missed it on the previous episode, so if you're wondering why, then well, it became a thing. I did it a while ago. People ask for me to do them every now and then, because that's my job as a proud dad of 3, to come up with cringeworthy jokes for the family. This one is from this book, whoever got me this. Random SHIT from the internet. Bit of a longer one as well. Hopefully I'll try and squeeze it in before the end of the video. Right. A young woman married and had 13 children. Her husband died and she soon married again and had 7 more children. Again her husband died and again she remarried, this time had 5 more children. Alas, she finally passed away. And standing before her coffin, the preacher prayed to the Lord, thanking him for this loving woman who fulfilled the commandment to go forth and multiply. In his final eulogy, he noted, "Thank you, Lord, they're finally together." Leaning over to his neighbour, one mourner asked, "Do you think he means her first, second or third husband when he says they're finally together?" The other mourner replied, "I think he means her legs." That's funny. I like that one. Right, where are we with the ear? Almost done. You can see it's getting a bit darker. This just a little bit fell off on the outside. So let's grab that and keep going back in. So yeah, really tidgy-teeny little entrance. And there's no method or reasons why some people have smaller ear entrances than others, and generally it's I find just by experience it's not really to do with the size of the person. You know, see some really you see a 7 foot tall chap and built like a brick outhouse, and you can have the tiniest ear canals. It doesn't seem to, they never seem to match. You know, you can have a real little tiny old lady with a big ear canal. Doesn't seem to be any pattern to it that I've noticed. Maybe there is some science to it, but it seems completely random to me from doing this for a long time. So we're just going to try and wrestle this last little dark plug out. This was a relatively young man as well. Just got a little trapped here because it's trapped because I've had to pull the endoscope back. Right, that's the camera that's recording this, so it's therefore it's not now holding the ear open. That's why you can often become a bit trapped as you're coming out, but managed to get that out. And there it is, a nice little juicy little plug. And these are these little scars that I was telling you about.
Yeah, there's a couple of white patches.
Don't seem to be causing any issues, so I'm not overly concerned about them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, found it interesting. If you did, please feel free to leave us a comment, like the video, share it, and if you could subscribe or follow the channel, I would be really appreciative. But for now, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da.